One in-form team against one very out-form team. The only Newcastle way is to lose that football match. The West Ham match, folks, coming up, Newcastle fans. So if you really want to, make sure you stick around. Welcome back to Black White Bandet, ladies and gentlemen, and it is match day, and my God, does it feel good to say those words. It is match day. The international break can do one. There is not another one till March, and I tell you what, I am feeling good. And on that note, I've done a video, if you want to go down and check it out, before I get into West Ham at home, 5 reasons to be positive going into this run of fixtures. Check it out. I just posted it in the last couple of days. Let me know your thoughts. And I meant every word. We have got international fullbacks for England. Anthony Gordon's tearing it up. We've got options in midfield. Bruno, Tonali, both playing for Brazil. We win in football matches. We attack, and Eddie Howe's find a style, a system and a team selection that seems to be working a bit better. Joe Linton is every bit the brick shithouse we know Joe Linton should and can be. And I'm feeling confident, and I've just finished work. I've even got my backpack with me. It's one of them sorts of nights. I've just arrived at Central Station from work. Monday night under the lights. Look, Monday night football, it was horrible. Primark waiting areas all weekend, cleaning the house, doing little jobs, cleaning the toilet. It is horrible all weekend without football, but having a match on a Monday just gives a bit of a spring in the step. I felt good waking up today, excited for something to look forward to. Now the confidence is running through every single Newcastle fan going in that stadium. We're on form. We're looking pretty good. Players left, right and centre getting sharper and sharper. West Ham have got a new manager. He hasn't quite worked. Is it a case of him still bedding in new players, or is the manager looking like he might be out the door? This has got Newcastle defeat written all over it.
Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to
3-1s, 4-1s. The confidence in my work and in every group chat I am in, Black My Banter has a group chat, by the way, if you want to check that out, is absolutely booming. But regardless, as I've said, I am just delighted to be back at the football. Am I confident? Yes. But I look at that fixture list, starting with West Ham tonight. Crystal Palace on Saturday, who did look good against Aston Villa, I must say, on the counter-attack. I did watch that game. Not illegally, I promise. Bit awkward. They did look good, but Crystal Palace, Brentford away, difficult match, but again, one that you would maybe fancy Newcastle. The Newcastle we know who on their day can match anyone to get a result from. Liverpool, that's going to be spicy, but we are looking so good at home. Tonight's massive, and whoever it was, if you're watching this and you're the person who ruined War Flag's display by giving a leaked photo on social media, you should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, it annoys the hell out of me that War Flag's put all this work in and people decide to leak photos. We all want a surprise. Isaac wanted a surprise, but we are going to be celebrating our Swedish prince tonight, and that's going to be impressive in front of the Sky cameras. It just has everything written about it, this one, as a win, and I hate saying that. I don't like feeling too confident, but I am feeling pretty confident. And I am. Why would I not be? And I just think this is a great opportunity for Newcastle to really start what is a very generous run of November/December fixtures before we have Villa, Man United, Tottenham all over the festive period. I'm going to get myself up to St James's Park. I'm really early in town, but I'm going somewhere, hopefully. I haven't heard from the guy yet. I am doing something a little bit different tonight. Sky Sports have reached out to me.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Black White Banter, who I don't have many followers across on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok I do, you could argue, decent amount. But hopefully I'm going to get interviewed and maybe probably make a fool of myself. I might say, Mom, I love you. Something ridiculous, but hey, Sky Sports have reached out. I'm all for it, but I am absolutely starving. I'm probably going to get a couple of pints. And without further ado, before I get into all this juicy stuff tonight, and hopefully 3 lovely points, let's give you some Black and White Banter. You guessed it. Stats. Yes, it's that time. Let's get into some stats. And I'm going to start with what I think is an impressive one that's gone massively under the radar for Newcastle. It probably deserves its own video. Only us and table-topping Liverpool are the only 2 teams to be unbeaten from winning positions. When we are in the lead, we have won every single match that we have been involved in. No points have been dropped from winning positions. And if that doesn't tell you how much we've pushed on from last season when we were leaking goals for fun, then nothing will. That is a very impressive stat that puts us the only team in company with the table toppers Liverpool that everyone's creaming the pants over. Eddie Howe's resilient as hell mags this season. Long may that continue. Talk about the opposition, if I have to. The Hammers. We stand our ground and fight. I mean, Green Street, fair play. Would Stone Island courts and gazelles be worn as heavily as they are if the movie Green Street did not exist? I'm not so sure. Banger. But let's get into it. Mikel Antonio has had the most hold-up successful out of any other player in the Premier League this season. I expect West Ham to play a slightly low block today, and I hate that term, by the way, low block. No one said low block. It's park the bus, Jose Mourinho style. I expect West Ham to play that way, but how we win this match and keep momentum going when we have all of the ball is by making sure Antonio does not muscle our two centre-backs around. He had a lot of joy last season in that absolute banger I think he scored. Harvey Barnes! What a game, what a result. Hopefully a little bit easier on the nerves tonight, but Mikel Antonio is the man for that hold-up play, and he's proven that he's pretty good at it. And last but certainly not least, it's a lovely game again of theirs or ours. Simple Newcastle fans, I have to simply, for every home game this season, pick one player of ours to swap with one player of the opposition. And this one is quite difficult, I must admit. West Ham are having a bit of an indifferent season. They've got some players who are quite good in patches, but there's only one place to start. Newcastle United need a right winger, and Mr. Bowen is absolutely dynamite in front of goal for them. We've been linked with him in the past. Do I think he'd suit our system? Yes and no. But quality player, and I could not deny him on our right-hand side. It's an area we all know we need to strengthen. Who would I swap for him, though? I've already used Almiron, I've already used Longstaff so far. I would swap Jacob Murphy, yes, I'd miss his smiley little face, for Jared Bowen. Let me know yours down in the comments, and without further ado, I'm going to go and see Sky Sports for a little bit of interview. Hopefully there's some canapes, and you might see Black and White Bandet go worldwide. Matthew, massive Newcastle fan.
There's only one Matthew. Matthew. There's only one Matthew.
Maybe doesn't have that quite ring to it. Yeah.
I reckon we could get the whole stadium here.
That'd be nice. Well, I stand in the singing corner, so I could maybe just get it going. Just maybe needs a little bit of fine tuning. Like.
Right. Let's get this interview cracking.
Let's get it cracking.
What is the most you've cried over since Newcastle?
When we got relegated, first relegation. Absolutely, without a question. That was how fast it came off the tongue. Devastating. It was one of them when we felt like we would never ever going to be relegated. We were too big to be relegated, which was stupid.
How long did you cry for?
I remember it when it was about the Sunday. I went out in town straight after.
How much did you drink that night?
Too much. Way too much. Right, Sky Sports interview. Tell you what, that was really, really fun. I wasn't expecting to be that much banter. Was asked all sorts of things. Ranking players, Titus Bramble, Colaccini and Lascelles. That was difficult. I actually think Titus Bramble got a bit of a hard time. That was good. With Specs, it's a pretty trendy name. So yeah, long may Black and White Banter keep going places. I will share that somewhere once it gets released on YouTube from Sky Sports. Black and White Banter, worldwide domination. But no, really surreal for that to even happen, and obviously this page is helping me get interviews like that, so every single one of you who's subscribing and watching right now, thank you very much. Got to admit, in terms of London clubs, I do have a lot of respect for West Ham, a lot of respect. I think a lot of similarities between us and them. I know things got a bit naughty between us and them back in the 80s, 70s, 80s. I won't mention why or what that regarding, but generally speaking, I think if we were a London club, I think it's just well supported, proper football fans. And when you think about the Chelseas, the Arsenals, West Ham's got to be there for one of my favourites. So yeah, a bit of respect for this lot. Half time, I'm on the red wine. I'm on the red wine. You might not believe it. Yes, I am. In a pint glass to make myself look a bit harder. How are we not winning that match? But also, most importantly, how are we losing that match? Loads of chances. Gordon, great save from the keeper. Isak, everything but the finish when he's chested it down. I'm still confident it's coming. We've had loads of attacking intent. West Ham haven't offered very much, but that goal we've conceded is not good enough. It isn't. It's really, really sloppy, really poor from Kelly, from what I've seen on that replay at half time. Loads of options. Tonali, Barnes, Wilson to come off. We know his record. On to the second half we go. I'm still confident. Probably more so after I finish this. Come on, turn this round, lads. Come on. Right, just straight out the stadium. Still processing that result.
Bit disappointing.
I'm joined by two gentlemen here who've been very kind, especially after a disappointing defeat, to speak to me. Andrew, Marion, right, I'm going to start with you, Andrew. First and foremost, difficult question. Sum that one up.
After watching Newcastle for 55 years, that was a classic case of both half a snatch and a grab. There wasn't only one team in the first half, and that was the two. The second, the chance that they got, they took from a corner. If we had Big Dan Burn there, he'd have got there before him.
Yeah.
We'd have got there before him. The second half, a bit touchy, but I still thought we had enough in the locker to see him off.
Yeah.
Again, a classic case of snatch and grab. Far corner, bank off the post, and we were like, you got to get three then.
Yeah.
You got no chance.
Yeah. I'll move on to you. I'll move on to you, Mariam. Right.
Yeah.
How would you sum that game up?
Well, we were up to it anyway, but was something missing, Tiger, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, was something missing. It was like we were there anyway, but we didn't took our chances, honestly. Yeah,
especially in the first half.
Especially the first half, we should be 3-0.
I mean, Isaac.
3-0 up, honestly.
He should have had first half.
Yeah.
He should have had an hat-trick at the first half, Isaac.
He should,
The flags that they did for him was incredible.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
The flags that they did for Isaac was incredible.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But Liverpool on Wednesday, I shall be back up. Try again.
Right. So
Try
you
again.
were saying this is your first game in how long?
21 years.
21 years, right. So I've got to ask, look, it's a negative night. We can't deny that.
I can't wait to see him again.
But what did it feel like walking in St James's Park for the first time in 21 years?
It's grown so much since I last saw it.
Right.
They've added so much to it. But it's the people, it's the town, it's the city.
Right.
You can feel it.
Go on, give us a chant to finish. Give us a chant. Go on. I'll come out a bit wider.
Bruno, we do. We love you, Bruno. We do.
I've never heard this one.
We love you, Bruno. We do. Oh, Bruno, we love you.
Right, I'm joined by Deacon. I don't normally have. Look, there's nobody around. I don't normally have anyone to speak to me on night games, but Deacon's waiting behind. I like that. Right. First question. Sum up that.
Not the best result, but hey, we move on. It seems like international break, every time we come back, it slows down a bit.
Yeah, the momentum was there before it, wasn't it?
Don't get me wrong, I noticed Eddie in the Carabao Cup when he changed his tactics in Chelsea, it was going a bit better. I liked it, starting Tonali. Bit of positive as well, Wilson's back, Trips is back. So
They are positives.
it's a bit of a strong bench coming on now. Not the best result, but hey, they were the better team today. We did try, we did have some tactics there, which I noticed we just couldn't see. The only problem I had today was I didn't see need communication. Giving the ball away.
We were sloppy in areas.
Being very sloppy, but hey, we've seen it loads of times. We can come back with it. Champions League side I heard before, not a Champions League side at the moment. Don't know about Europe at the moment. Maybe even Conference League, but hey, we can have dreams.
Well, don't think any Newcastle fan at all in any stand of any seat in this lovely place expected that. Newcastle 0, West Ham 2. Where do we start with that one? First and foremost, I didn't think we started the game badly at all. I thought we came out the traps. We had purpose in our attack. We were direct. West Ham looked a little bit on the ropes. Not massively, but a little bit on the ropes. We didn't take the chances that we got. We conceded a really sloppy goal. And in half-time, you're thinking, right, 1-0 down. As I said, over my glass of red wine. Second half, what can we do? What can we come out and do? We didn't do very much. And I think what I'm taking away from tonight is a really poor second half performance. But what also I'm taking away, in true Sod's law, because I talked about so many positives going into this game. I was basically Santa Claus on a roller coaster. After a couple of lines, I was that positive because of our substitute options, because of our fullbacks doing well for England, because of Isaac getting sharper. And this half time comes in, you've got you've got Barnes, Tonali, Asula, Trippier, so many players to come on and affect the game. Wilson. And Eddie Howe made changes. Barnes at half time, Tonali got introduced, Wilson got introduced against the team he loves playing against, and we just never saw an uplift. I thought in the second half, if we were to score, the floodgates would have opened because West Ham would have absolutely shit their pants. It hasn't gone well tonight. I've got no doubts about it. There's going to be frustration in the fan base. There's frustration from me because West Ham, am I going to stand here and say they were the better team? It depends what way you're looking at the match. I don't know whether they were the better team. They managed the game maybe better, I would maybe say. But it's just really, really, really frustrating. Where did it go wrong for us tonight? Well, I think the way we set up was totally fine. Like I say, we started the game really, really well. Great save from Fabianski for Gordon's chance in the first half. Alexander Isak, when he touches it down in the first half, everything but the finish. Everything else was lovely jubbly. So there's the chances that we missed. Their goal, I'm sorry, I'll talk about individual performances in a second. The goal that we conceded from the corner is just not good enough. It's not good enough if I'm hungover rocking up in a Sunday league on a pub football match and we concede that. I'm probably getting bollocked. It was just terrible. And West Ham suddenly... Total disintegration in the second half. There you go. Santa Claus has spoken. I think he's got some presents to deliver. It was a really disappointing goal, and West Ham suddenly have something to defend, and that's what they dreamt of coming to St James's Park tonight, especially the way we started the game. And again, we go into the second half. What could we create? What could we do? Could we twist the screw a little bit? We couldn't. We really couldn't. Biggest disappointment for me tonight is probably the fact that we didn't push on the second half. We didn't create very much, and we didn't really... I think Eddie Howe teams, when the going has got tough, we've really dug in, and I just saw that we just went through the motions in the second half, and that's probably the most frustrating thing for me, and that's what I'm leaving with a bit of taste in my mouth tonight. By no means do I think West Ham were bad. I'm not going to say they were the better team. I refuse to believe that. Although they created decent chances, shots on goal, But I just think in the second half, with the options we had off the bench that were very ineffective, it was very, very frustrating. I'm not putting this down to us being too one-dimensional. I'm not necessarily saying Eddie Howe need to change things. But anyway, I'm not going to yabber too much tonight. I'm still processing that. Very frustrating performance. Let's talk about individual performance. Look, Lloyd Kelly is going to be the main man talked about. I've watched the first goal back. Why we are playing some sort of zonal marking, I do not understand. I do not agree with zonal marking in the slightest. That is a very, very poor goal to concede. Lloyd Kelly, I'm sorry, it's your man. We all know Souček is one of the most influential men in the box out of any West Ham player. You could even argue out of any Premier League player because he's that good in the air. And it's just too easy. It's too easy, and suddenly West Ham have a building block. I thought Lloyd Kelly tonight, after being really good against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, I thought he looked shaky. I thought he was trying things a little bit too intricate. He was trying to play passes that were a bit too intricate rather than just doing the simple thing. And we looked like we missed Dan Burn. And a lot of Newcastle fans won't want to say that out loud. We missed Dan Burn tonight. And is it a case of Cher and Kelly not being used to each other well? They've played Wimbledon, they've played Chelsea. Maybe so. But he just looked really, really nervous tonight. And I think he's a very good player. I think he's a very good ball-playing defender who, for a free transfer, is a very good bit of business. But I didn't think he was very good tonight. I thought Joe Linton on the right-hand side, Eddie, for me, you've got that one wrong. That is one of the most ineffective performances from Joe Linton I have seen for a very long time. This is Joe Linton, who's had no international duty, well-rested, raring to go, and he's been... I know, look, this is the debate Eddie Howe's got, like we have so many. Does he go Anthony Gordon on the left where he's better and then put Joe Linton on the right? Well, I thought tonight... Joe Linton on the right-hand side, if that was an experiment to a degree, because we haven't seen him play there very often, that experiment did not work because he was so quiet. Apart from a little pirouette in the first half, he did next to nothing, and he actually got subbed off. How many times, unless I'm wrong, could you see you've seen that? I thought Isak looked sharp. I'm not too worried in that department. Longstaff put the work in like we know he does, but he's obviously limited, and I thought Bruno was just okay tonight. I thought our fullbacks, Hall again was pretty good. Shea tonight didn't have his best game. Lots of sloppy passes, I think, with Shea and his passing ability. You sometimes get a great play, you sometimes get here and there. Not great, not bad. But let's talk about the substitute. Harvey Barnes, I don't like to say it. I don't like to say it out loud. I think if we are going to continue playing the same system when we chasing matches, he is a super sub. I'm sorry, he is. Harvey Barnes is not an Eddie Howe player. We were giving him the ball time after time and after time again that second half early. He hates the ball early. He was doing nothing for us, and we suddenly went really quiet down that left-hand side. I thought Joe Willock going off as much as he was just okay. That hurt us. It really hurt us, and we lacked something when he went off. Tonali didn't really have too much of a chance to get into the game. I thought when Tonali came on, we looked all 6s and 7s. We looked like we'd basically given up the game. Callum Wilson looked sharp, and Kieran Trippier, in my opinion, should have got on earlier. So look, all in all tonight, first half we started well. We gave away a sloppy goal and they had something to defend. They defended that worked. Second half we did not come out with the traps. The substitutes didn't work. And as the fans that I've spoken to earlier have said, I do think we just brush this one off and move on. Has the international break, despite all the positive things I've said, come at a bad time when the momentum was there? Maybe. Is there some tired legs from the international break? Who knows? But to me, that's just bollocks excuses. We should have been better tonight. That wasn't quite there. But what I'm more worried about from that performance is our reaction in the second half when we were 1-0 down. We were just not there. Crystal Palace on Saturday is a different animal. They looked okay against Aston Villa on Saturday because I watched a bit of that, as I mentioned earlier, not legally. But onto that one we go. Let's put it down as a blip for now because we have been in good form. I'm not too worried, but to see us play that flat at St James's Park is a bit of a concern. Look, Newcastle fans, get down below. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts on that performance. Look, I've been on Sky Sports tonight for an episode which I'll probably share. That's only down to you guys. I absolutely love every single one of you. I had a pint tonight with the people who I only know through creating a Black White Banter WhatsApp group. I love this channel. I've come straight from work, so I've got my turtle bag on like a total prick. So I'll try and make content where I can. Whack the like, whack the follow, whack the subscribe. And as always, Newcastle fans, especially after a performance like that, keep the faith. Away the lads!